we've got, let's take a look here. What we got here? We got the SPY here. So what we've been talking about here for a while is this 60-minute broadening formation. We know we had that bad tick in there. But let's take this out because I want to show you something. To the tick-tock ticky. And this is why you want to watch broadening formations. Oftentimes it's uncanny how these hit. And you can see this here. Let's redraw a bunch of this stuff for you. And you're going to see this right here, right? And you're going to see this like so. So we've been talking about this for a while because we know we got jammed in here for a while, right? Then come up into here yesterday, and then we gap up and then reverse back down into the try she goes. So the question is, can we get out of here and take this out? Because on the daily here, now you're reading potentially an outside bar back to the downside, right? So what we want to look for here was, you can see this inside 60 here, right? And we took that out to the upside, but we had telltale signs that we were going to come back and take that back down to the downside because we had QQQ do this. It wasn't strong enough to take out the high of the 60 and takes that to the downside. Now it's not weak enough to take this out yet, right? So we're a little bit of gap and sit here and a little bit of do nothing land, but we've seen a lot of things more start to fall apart than start to rally. So we're always going to watch the internals to see what's going on. And what I mean by that is that we're going to watch all the different, not only the broader averages, we're going to watch all the sectors. So if we go to the small cappers, you're going to see this. Small capper is also weaker. Here, if you go to the lower left, the inside 60 to the downside continuation. So another thing we want to keep an eye on is when this is happening, we're going to see what's going on here. Intel coming up here, and we'll get to that in a second. So we want to see, watch the VIX and see VXX, and you can see VXX here in the upper left, going inside, taking a 2-2 day back to the upside and staying positive on the day, right? So what that's telling us is that they are buying some put protection up here off in the new highs to protect themselves for the end of the year and say, well, we can lock in these gains. If we can buy some puts here, then we're going to know that we're doing okay, and our downside is limited coming in, so we don't get phone calls from people if everything starts puking. Intel's got some news just coming out here, and I'm not sure what it is because I just got on here, but you can see this here in Intel. In general, doing nothing. If you go to the monthly in the lower middle, you can see it's an inside month to the upside, but 2 months inside of this bar, right? So whatever's going on here seems good because you can see on the weekly here, upper middle, taking out the previous low and then taking out a previous high. That's a 2-2 reversal on the weekly. That's good, all right? It went a little quick here. Like I said, I just pulled it up, so I'm not sure what the news is. Let's see if we can get a fiber going. Real fast. It's 10 minutes, so a little quick on this to try and get a hold of this. But here you can see this. If you're good, you're going to notice that this bar here is an inside bar. Couldn't take out the highs or lows of this. And then it poked down. But then when it goes here, we know outside bars exist, right? And third point letter, urgent, reportedly urgent Intel strategic alternatives. Okay, that's what's going on. But here's your outside bar. So as soon as this goes green, you could have bought it here if you're fast, because we know outside bars exist. It's slight lower low, then you get your higher high, and then it keeps going. So that's good. That's trying to help SMH because SMH was having some issues. On the upside, we have IMMR. And IMMR, we don't stay off the oneer. Go to the 30, and you're going to see here in the lower middle, I don't need all this monthly for you. Here you can see on the monthly here how it went to lower lows in the lower middle, right? Lower low, and then boom, there's your reversal. And then these bars become an outside bar of this, right? So that's still going, that's nice. And then the way to get in here is one of the things I talk about very many times, the inside 30 hammer. So anybody who was short and figured it was going to roll back down here, they all got jammed right here, right? Sticks it to them. We'll see if that sets up again for you. If we go to ABMD, and ABMD lower middle, inside month to the upside. So our magnitudes would come up and take these guys out, right? Because then these 3 months become an outside bar of these two, right? Because they know that phenomenon exists, right? So one of the things you can look for in the daily would be here, this upper left, slight lower low, the 2 up, the 2 down, boom, off she goes, stalling out just a little bit. Like I said, more things are actually going towards the downside if you look at the sectors and the stocks. Netflix here, and Netflix having a nice day. Here, if you go to the upper middle, we had the inside week, right? So when we poke down and then come back through, as soon as this thing goes green, we're looking for an outside bar of that inside bar right there, right? Because what that's doing here is reconfirming this on the monthly. Take out the lows, take out the highs above 518.73, right? And then when you have this green week in the upper middle, about 536.54, you got full time frame continuity to the upside. We're definitely looking for an outside week. We got it. We'll see if anything more comes of it, because if you go to the daily, you're going to see this. These two become an outside bar of all of this, all right? If we go to WKEY, WKEY, something else newsy here, but you can see the inside week to the upside on the upper middle, and also an inside month to the upside. So you'd already know about this as soon as it takes all that stuff out. Now, it's a little newsy. Looks like they halted it and try and bring it in, so be aware of that. Right now, you've got the S&P spider going to the lows. Dow Jones Diamonds gives us another signal here on the 60. Dow Jones goes inside on the 60 here in the lower left, right? There's your continuation. Down, inside, couldn't take out the highs, couldn't take out the lows, and then boom, take her down, right? And you can see how this had the higher high. Now you've got your lower low. This is going to be your broadening formation, right? So we'll see if they're going to keep coming in, because that spike trying to come back through the try-she-goes. If we go to EQ, and EQ, a little newsy here. It's still an inside monther, but now we'll see what comes of it. Looks like it's going to stall out a bit. You can see this is now an outside bar of all that, so we'll see what comes of that. PDD, inside day to the upside, upper middle, upper left. Inside day to the upside, green on all time frames, and looking to see if we can take this out in the weekly upper middle. 163.10, right? So looking to see if we can take out that higher high, right? And then all of this become an outside bar, right? So we'll see how that goes. Like I said, more stuff on the downside. I just saw WB pop. I want to see if anything's coming to this. Nope, nothing there. So right now we're still losing the SPY here. Looking for an outside day, looking to take out yesterday's lows. So on the downside, you've got CRM here, shooter on the weekly, red on the month, right? Red on all time frames daily, and then when it's red on the 60, you're going to see this here, the inside bar to the downside. Everything's red, right? This thing's for sale as far as we know. And so you can see whenever you get the slight higher high, and they're like, well, where's the broadening formation? I'm like, it's going there, so we're looking to see if we can take all of this stuff out. Right now, still losing the SPY, diamonds off the 60 going to the lows. So we had rare here, rare, and look at this. Inside day, upper left to the downside. What that does, that triggers the 2-2 reversal on the weekly. So this is getting pounded. So you might say, Rob, it's still green on the month. I'm like, yeah, you're running out of month. And when all three of these are red, as far as I can tell, the buyers are gone. Right? This thing's for sale. So we're losing that SMH until Intel started to pop up, like SWKS. Here becomes an outside day, right? Coming back to a previous range, which is what we like, right? We'll see if that goes inside on the 60. We've got AMD was coming in here too. And AMD just taking out last week's lows, red on the month now after going to slight higher highs, right? All this kind of stuff. So now we'll see if that goes inside on the 60 as well. If we go to TTD, And TTD, look at this. Yesterday, inside day to the downside in the upper left. And one of the things we look for, the pivot machine gun, coming back through a previous range. So anybody in the last 5 weeks would be stopped here, 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 upper middle, here, here. Take them all out in one shot. Now the question is, does it get any worse? We'll see if that lines up again in here. If we go to edit, and edit, once again, if you look at the daily upper left, slight pokes up to take these guys out. These 3 days are an outside bar of that, but not strong enough to go to the highs. All right, so we can look for a reversal, what you got here. 2 up, boom, takes these guys out in one shot. Still an inside week, and still bright green on the month. So we'll see if that's all she wrote, because then you can see once it does, it exhausts down here in the lower left and goes inside on the 60. So just kind of sitting there for now. The Q's firming up, not really falling apart in this. Q's still trying to stay inside of the 60. You'll notice this here. These 3 hours are still in the opening hour. I haven't been able to take that out. Still on the daily, a lot of things looking to go outside on the day if we can continue to bring these things in and hit them. Albeit they's firming up just a tad right now. You've got Wayfair, W. Inside weak to the downside, 2 in the upper middle, 2 up. Inside, back down through previous range. Hopefully we're going to look to take this out. What's this here? This 221.09. So you got some real room on that to keep an eye on. Still an inside month for now, but anytime it's red on all time frames, that's what we're looking for it to go. If we go to ARCT, you can see insides on the 60s. I want to see if that can take that out. Puking hard off when the drugs don't work, and you can see this in the lower middle. Potential outside 3 month. There's every reason to believe that's going to take this out of in time. We can look for that to set up again, but you can watch those 60s. If you go to Whirlpool, and Whirlpool, you can see this on the upper left. Takes out all these highs and goes outside, coming back through previous range. Takes that out. We're still looking to see if we can take this out right here. This would be 181.09. So these would all become an outside bar of all of that. And if so, then you could take out the inside month to the downside here. Below 180.17. You're running out of month. Otherwise, you go inside month, and we'll see you in January. If we go to Crisp. And once again, if you go to the upper middle, you can see how this is far closer to being an outside week than anything else. So on this, we're going to be looking for more setups to try and get that all the way down there to set it up 146.60, right? Coming back through previous range. Now it stalls out here. Big bar to get out of here in the lower left. We'll see if that sets up a reversal for us again. Right now, they're trying to firm up just a little bit in the broader averages, albeit, like I said, most things looking like outside days. And, like I said before, VXX staying firm, right? VXX, they're staying firm, so it looks like they're buying some protection on this. Here's a funny one. UUU. What? Gap up, halt, and repuke. So we'll see if they're going to finish the job on this thing. If we go to Twist. And Twist gives us the 2 reversal weak here in the upper middle. Takes that out. So right here in the lower left, you're going to see this here. The inside bar, the poke up, rev strat 122 for the next hour, or should I say right now, 45 minutes. This gets my attention below 139.85. It's there right now to see if we can finish this off. So it's a little quiet out there, but like I said, you can watch the VXX. You can watch these broader averages because a lot of these things have gapped up and are now coming in, are closer to being an outside bar to the downside. So we can keep an eye on that downside. As always on Tuesday, it's the Strat Attack Show, and so please join me in the Smith in the Black channel because every day all my videos are free right here at Smith in the Black channel. So that's going to do it for today. I'm Rob Smith, the Smith in the Black channel, here at Ticker Tacker with the Strat Time Report.